Ah, boy. Okay, Rich, what up, kid? How I'm looking?
Was good. Yeah, you look good. We
Yo, my
lost guns too.
apology. What'd you say?
We lost guns today.
Oh no, tell me we didn't.
Yeah,
It's all good.
he in the
It's
streets.
all yeah. Come on, man.
He
Tell
in
him
the
he
streets.
got to show up next week.
Yeah, we got no. We got him next week. That's what I said. I said, all right. So if it's today, if you can't do it today, we got him next week.
All right, done deal. Yo, my bad though. Shout to everybody who's checking in. Everybody in here early. We filling it up early, Rich.
I
So
know.
shit. I think we on to something. I think we on to something. This is them private talks going public. People enjoying it. If you enjoying them, throw them hearts up. Give us some love real quick. We got a lot to discuss tonight. All
All right.
right, Rich, let's get right into it. I don't even want to delay. Everybody, I apologize. I've been traveling all freaking day. My word to everything. Like I told Rich, we got to go through with it. I'm just getting set up. So it's Prez. I take the L. I'm sorry. I hope I'm looking good. I'm on the road, so this ain't my normal environment. So how do I sound, Rich?
You sound good. You sound regular.
Okay, cool. All right, so Rich.
You ain't got the fly background like you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't
Yeah,
got that.
but I'm usually in the crib. This time it looked like I'm in the bullpen or something. It looked like they're about to take a mug shot.
It's all good.
All good though, all good. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. I don't even want to delay. It's my bad. I apologize to everybody. We starting off late, but yo, Rich. And first and foremost, shout again to you, Rich. Your lighting is impeccable. You're definitely looking like you stepped it up. My man got the fresh haircut. Okay, you're doing good. You're making us look good, Rich. But check it, yo. So before we get into deep level conversations, I gotta talk about because it just lends to the whole relationship thing, the whole love thing. It's a lot going on out there, and
Yeah.
let's start with your man. What's his name? The comedian Kevin Blackson, Michael
Oh,
Blackson.
Michael Blackson.
Yeah. So I need your thoughts on this. And me and you, we ain't even talk offline. This is our first time talking about this. But I was thinking about it because I'm like, yo, son, like his woman, now his fiance, she did something. She hit the Powerball. She hit Lotto. She did something that is kind of a one in a million type thing. And I really need your insight on this because somebody out there is in the same situation.
Right.
Michael Blackson admittedly can't give up, or before, I don't know what he's doing now, but admittedly, he was like, yo, I can't give up my side pieces. I love my side chicks. And this chick wrote it out with him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a lot of women out there. It's one thing for your man to be cheating on you and you don't know, you catch him. But it's a whole other thing when your man is upfront, he honest, and he tell you, yo, I got women on the side. You know about it. I can't give them up. I'm addicted to it. And the reason I say she hit the lotto, she hit Powerball, because in a situation like that, it's like 1 in 50 million that you actually get the ring. So
Right.
number one, if a woman is in that situation, should she be expecting that her man is going to one day come around and make her number one? Or if he like, yo, you know what it is, I might as well just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, why go ahead and put a ring on it?
Okay. This is my thoughts on that. So, kudos for her for riding it out and getting to the place where she could accept it. If, in fact, see, I don't know that he hasn't said, I'm going to give up my side pieces. I know when the last I heard was on the show, he did that show called Family Reunion on VH1. And on
Mm-hmm.
that show, he said, yo, I can't give up my side pieces. She want me to give up my side pieces and I can't do it. So obviously we saw the same interview the other day on the Breakfast Club. And he was like, basically proposed to her. So congratulations to them.
Absolutely.
Now, with that said, if she found it in her heart to accept what, because I heard they was having threesomes and stuff together anyway. Now, if he accept, that's what somebody in the comments is saying. I've seen like 5 comments that said that. So if she, bottom line, if she was able to accept that on her end, then God bless her. But if that's something that she's doing, like if she's not really accepting and she's just doing this because she's accepting for the moment and it's not something that she can do long term, they're doomed. They're doomed because you can't, that's something that you can't turn that on and off. Like that's something you gotta be like, you gotta really be accepting of and be understanding of, because you can't turn that on and off. You can't say, you know what, let's try it. Because you, in 3 months, you're gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not sharing my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, nigga, I changed my mind. Like, this shit ain't working for me. So I can't tell you what's in that lady's mind. I can just say that at the end of the day, if that's not something that that she really feels in her heart, this shit ain't gonna work for them. And that's not no hate. That's just being honest.
Okay, take them out of it, because this is a bigger conversation. There's women out there right now that she gave hope to. They looking at her like, yo, you know what? The struggle I've been going through, the stuff I've been putting up with, it's a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. I've been riding it out with this dude. He clearly, I know when he don't come home for 2-3 days, I know where he at. When his phone beat or when he come in his crib and he put his phone on silent, I know what it is. But I love him. I'm in love with, I'm his main chick. And I'm just trying to say, take them out of it. Should women hold up, like, will a man come around? Like if you know what it is and he telling you, I love you, you my number one, you my ride or die, but I just can't give up my side chicks. Should they skate? Should they get out of here? Or should they look at this woman and say, yo, she just gave me hope. I'm gonna get the ring one day.
To me, this is just polygamy. Like, this is just polygamy. Like, that's all it is. Now, if it's giving women hope, then you're a polygamist. And you should have never had that issue in the first place if you don't mind sharing your man. So, the way I look at it is this. She came around. He didn't come around. He wrote his line in the sand and said he wasn't crossing that line. And if you would like to meet me at that line, then we can go tie the knot and we can live happily ever after and whatever that entails. But she came around to his way of thinking. She came around to his polygamy more so than he did, because he put his shit out there and was like, yo, this is what it is. This is what I'm dealing with. This is who I am. And now he should be, I'm not going to say he should be applauded, but he should be respected for his honesty. Because a lot of niggas would have just tried and been caught. So instead he say, yo, listen, this is what it is with me. This is who I am. If you can accept this, then we can live happily ever after. But if you can't accept this, then that's my line in the sand, because I can't. Now, if she was, like I said, if she was able to say, you know what, I love this dude. We've had a couple of threesomes. We've had some fun together. So maybe life wouldn't be so bad. But if it's something that she was having issues with and she was starting to really like fight demons with, then it's never going to work. Like he basically, I mean, he's a lucky one because he got her to come around to his terms.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I had a chance to think about this because I was like, yo, real talk, like, where do I stand on this? And I'm gonna go both ways. It might sound a little contradictory, so just bear with me for a second, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a firm believer your perfect person for you, it, you know, we all hear that opposites attract crap, and they might attract, but I don't think they belong together. I think birds of a feather flock together. When you find that one who's seeing eye to eye with you, that's the one. Like I should be with my best friend in the truest sense of the word. So if this is somebody who, in the public, she ain't supposed to say she down with it. But if she really love this man's dirty draws, this, that, and the third, and she can handle all that, and she understands his way of life, kudos to them. So I'm gonna start there. But if she's not with it, if she's really not with it, then I truly believe, and this goes for any woman out there who find themselves in a situation where your man is telling you up front this is where it is, or you got that lady's intuition, that woman's intuition, that sixth sense. You know every time he walk out this door, he was somebody else. I just can't prove it. You get what you accept. And it's as simple as that. If you put up, and this goes for men too, and it's not just about cheating, it's about anything in your relationship. If you put up with the bull crap again and again and again, and you don't draw your line in the sand and be ready to walk, if that person cross it, you get what you accept. And you can't be mad. So even if he didn't tell her, this is what I'm doing, but she caught him, but she keep taking him back, Every time you take him back, essentially, you giving him the okay to go do it again. But the minute you say, I'm better than this, I deserve more than this, and just like, and I might love you, and just like I found you, but there's somebody else out there who gonna love me and gonna value me for me, I believe you're gonna attract somebody who's gonna be willing to meet you where you're at. So to me, because I know dudes in the same situation, dudes who know their girl is out there doing what they, and literally will argue, will have screaming matches, but then you see them 2 weeks later and they right back together. Well, nigga, you get what you accept. You know what that is. So if the woman, if you taking him back and he can come in and drop a tear too, and oh, I love you, you number one, but you take it, you gotta eat that, because you know what it is. And I just think as long as is people, and I'm saying people, I'm not saying men, I'm not saying women, people, right. As long as you don't recognize your value and you are not willing to say, you know what, it might hurt, but that pain is temporary. I'm gonna get over this. There's somebody else out there who's gonna love me for me. And gonna treat me the way I want to be treated.
I 100% agree with you, and that's what I think I said this last week. I said, you go how you come. You go how you come, and if you expect that you're gonna change somebody in a relationship, then you're really, I mean, it's possible, anything's possible, but you are really gambling that you're gonna be able to change somebody within a relationship, because 9 out of 10 times that person is going to go how they come. And I 100% agree with what you're saying. Self-worth is golden. Oh. But I think that so many things come into play in these kind of relationships. Like, I don't know Shorty from a hole in the wall. I don't know Michael Blackson from a hole in the wall, quite frankly. I just know what I've read and what we've seen. But I can imagine his lifestyle is pretty extravagant. I mean, I imagine he's got some money. I imagine he's a pretty, popping comedian, at least. I know he's been doing what he's doing. So I understand the concept of finding somebody who has the same marital views or relationship views that you have. But I think in 2021, there are so many ancillary things that are out there that make people do things that probably ain't even really in their best interest. Like, she wants to live her lifestyle. She wants to be on, like, you know what I'm saying? So he, in her mind, he may have the power. He may have the power. So I can't say what's in that woman's mind, but I'm gonna agree with you 100% and say, unless it's something that you have in your heart of hearts come to terms with and you are cool with it, don't do it, because you are not gonna be happy. And after, when all this other shit is gone away, you still gonna have a nigga fucking 3-4 broad. And then what you gonna do then? What you gonna do then when social media don't care about what you're doing? You're not on these TV shows and you're not out here getting the claim, the fame and the accolades or whatever comes along with being dudes. Now it just becomes, oh, y'all are old people and he's just running through 3-4 bras at the same time and bringing them home to you because you've accepted this or you've set that precedent. You can't go now. You can't go against that. You can't go against that. You go how you come, and that's for men and women. If you accept it on the entrance, expect it on the exit.
Woo! That's real talk, Rich. That's real talk. You know, before we switch topics, I just want to touch on something because that's the reason I said she hit Powerball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of dudes who dog women out for years, and these chicks stayed with them. And finally, they settled down. They was old. They was tired. They wasn't the man that they used to be. Niggas' paper done dried up. It ain't like they had all that clout in the streets. And so now, I want to give you every bit of me. It's like, yo, this been 10, 15 years of my life you took. And now I'm supposed to accept this dried up version of you, and they do it anyway in a lot of cases. And the reason I said that woman hit the Powerball, because I get the feeling Michael Blackson's career is still on the uptick. He's still out here moving. So the fact that he was ready to put a ring on it in his prime while he's still climbing, I gotta shout her out. Like I don't know if she give hope to all these other chicks, but Rich, right. I gotta agree with you. You go like you come. Real talk. Another thing we got to talk about, because I'm sure, you know, we probably going to have mixed feelings on this, and we ain't talking about it offline, but your man and your girl, Safari and Erica Mena trending this week, crazy. Shout out to both of them. It seemed like they regulars in our conversation. They're giving us a lot of content to talk about. But what's your thoughts? I mean, everybody's seen that viral clip of the baby coming in the studio, falling, and the next scene, Erica's by herself doing, I don't know what y'all call it in reality TV world, where it's just her on the damn near on the screen like this.
In the green screen or the computer.
Yeah, and she's like, yo, you know what? This is just a preview to what my life is gonna be with baby number 2, and I'm basically gonna be raising them on my own because he too immature. Meanwhile, he looking at it like, yo, it wasn't even that deep. So what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is, I think the caption, now see, people react differently when cameras are on. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that, you know, the cameras are on, the baby's in the room. They might have been a little bit embarrassed that the thing fell on the kid. And they might have tried to act like it wasn't such a big deal. Whereas in real life, if that thing had happened in real life, he probably would have jumped up and grabbed the baby. But maybe on TV, you don't want to make it seem like that, right? So I'm not defending him. I'm just saying, like, the mentality is different. But the reality is, had they, not just him, had they responded properly to that incident, then they would have not been trending. It wouldn't have been that serious. Shit happens. Ain't nobody on this live, out of the 195 people we got here right now, ain't nobody on this live ever had a squeaky clean, my baby never fell, hit her head, fell down, slipped, dropped, whatever the case may be. That's impossible. Anybody on here saying that this happened is a liar. The reaction in front of that audience is what made them trend. They act like it wasn't a big deal. Then he acted like, you know, he acted like I don't like what you
almost like it was her fault. Like you put her around the guitar.
Exactly. So I mean, I think that was more of the reaction, and I think coupled with, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't, and I'm usually a Love and Hip Hop watcher, but I haven't watched Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But I've seen enough of their clips. I think in addition to what they've been going through publicly, I think that was just another thing, right? Like, I don't think if that incident is mutually exclusive from everything that's been going on out there, I don't think it's such a big deal if they react properly and it's just, oh shit, the guitar fell on my baby. Oh, wow. And they handle it. But I think in addition to everything else and how the picture's being painted and how he's looking and how he acts like he really doesn't care about much, this just kind of falls back into that same genre of disrespect and irresponsibility on his part. And that's what the people were saying. I think that's pretty much what I received from it, is that, you know, he's just a piece of shit at this point. Is the way, I mean, that's the way they're painting it. That's the picture that they're painting, is because, you know, you're in, like you say, you weren't in Jamaica. You were, you know, you could have been. I don't know if you were or you weren't, but it appeared that you were in Jamaica while your baby's in the hospital sick. It appeared that you don't care when your guitar falls on top of your kid. It appears that you don't care when this woman sits down with you across from the table and tells you that she's pregnant with baby number 2 and you should be ecstatic, but you're looking like, I don't really want this baby and I don't care to even be in this scene right now. All that shit is public. So once you start doing those kind of things, and I preface this by saying this, I like Safaree. I think Safaree is genuinely a good dude. I think he's a good dude, but I'm not his girlfriend. In a relationship that two guys who hang out and maybe smoke hookah once in a while in passing is a lot different than a real relationship that you have with your significant, well, at this point, with your wife. That's his wife. So that just makes the shit even crazier, is that it's his wife. And as much as Erica has been the villain in so many different scenarios, I think people are actually feeling for her right now because of his indifference toward everything, it seems. So even people who genuinely don't like Erica, a woman's gonna be a woman. So even if I'm a woman and I don't like her as a woman and I've had issues with her or the things that she's done or who she is, I see her in this moment and I empathize with her because I can see this shit happening to me. So women are empathizing because this isn't so far-fetched from everybody's life that they can't see themselves in the same position. And he's killing himself out here. I don't know why he's killing himself out here. I don't know his motivation for this.
To him, he ain't killing himself. But I'm gonna tell you, Rich, I agree with you, and I disagree with you in a certain area. I'm gonna start with where I agree with you. Now, I'm a father, right? Mm-hmm. And as parents, you know, when a kid falls, and they will fall from time to time, if you make a big deal out of it, if you do as the parent, like sometimes them kids fall and they look around and they want to see the reaction. As soon as somebody is like, oh my God, then they're screaming and hollering, and you know, they put it on 10. Yeah. But sometimes if you look and you, okay, get yourself up. Come on, it ain't that bad. They keep it moving because they don't know no better. It didn't hurt that much. You know, I just got a little bump. I got a little bruise, and they go. So maybe I'm thinking from his standpoint, he just saying, yo, you know what? It wasn't that bad. She fell. Like, if we make a big deal out of it, she gonna make a big deal out of it. So from that standpoint, I guess I can understand what you're saying. But I think it's a bigger picture here, and it's something me and you touch on again and again, week over week, where I'm such a big freaking advocate or take your time. Like, I don't know how long them two was dating. I don't know how long it was before he went from you my girl to you my wife to now we having kids.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is the way she went on that green screen and now she's having this moment of clarity that the man she married, the man she's knocked up with kid number two, he's too immature to be daddy number one, let alone have a second baby on the way at that time. Shouldn't you have vetted him just a little bit better about where he stood with parenting before you ever gave this dude kid number one? And I think that that's an issue that so many people have. Even when I was looking at them, a lot of times, like to keep it 100%, we all grew up different and we all have different ideals about parenting. Some people believe spare not the rod, spoil you not the child. And other people believe you shouldn't hit your kid. It should be no spanking whatsoever. You should talk to your kid. And who's to say who's right? It's just, we just have different parenting styles. So now it just comes to the point that you and me keep bringing up week over week. Stop freaking rushing to the altar. Stop rushing. And if you're going to make a decision like that, if this is going to be your man, your wife, your husband, know what you're getting into from top to bottom.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
So let's start with the beginning. I 100% agree with you. The baby falls down. The baby looks around to see what the reaction of the room is before she realizes or even thinks that she's hurt. Because if the room is, like you said, if the room is like, oh my God, then the baby's she's gonna feel that. And she's gonna hysterically cry. So I get that. Verbalize that. You're on fucking TV. Verbalize that. Verbalize that. If for no other reason it's to protect your ass. Verbalize that. Yo, nah. Why you acting like you don't get? No, because the thing fell. She's okay. I'm looking at her. She's not bleeding. She's not anything. Don't let her know that she's supposed to be hurt. Verbalize that. Number one, it lets you know that you care about the baby and what happened, and you were actually cognizant of what was going on. Two, it lets you know that I know what I'm doing on this parenting shit. Like, I'm here. I'm present. I know what I'm doing. Two, you said vet better. And you are absolutely 100% right. Vet better. Because at the end of the day, what I often think, Sean, is that people do things without actually considering the other party. They do things because they're in the place that they want to do it. Does that make sense?
No, hold on. I'm not following you. Where you going? Like, elaborate.
I'm getting old. Or I feel like I'm getting old. I want to be married. I'm on the prowl for a woman now.
Mm-hmm.
I find my woman and I automatically want to give her the kingdom because that's where I am in my life. Not necessarily taking into consideration where they are in their life. And that's a narcissistic view that my status or where I'm at this date and time is I can impose that on you. And you might be in this for a whole different reason. You fine. I want to fuck. I'm telling you what you want to hear. We smoking hookah. Oh my God, baby, I want a baby. Oh, I want another baby. Let's do it. If that means I'm going to get some box, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying, like you said, oh, this at this point in time, these views align. I want a baby. She want to fuck. That's an alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Until a motherfucker pregnant. Until a motherfucker pregnant. Then when a motherfucker pregnant, now it's like, oh, Jesus. Baby belly getting big. Baby mom's getting big. Not so sexy no more. mood swings, pickles and ice cream, go get me this, go get me that. Now it's like, I ain't really want to sign up for this. I just wanted some box. And as you live this shit publicly, now you're starting to be in a place where it's like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. I don't put myself in a bad position, and the shit doesn't really register with either one of you. And then you like, okay, well, the marriage. And it's like, we did all of this for the reasons that weren't the real reasons. We did all of this for stuff that's not, and that's the same thing going back to our first topic. If you do things for reasons that aren't sustainable, beyond all the peripheral, beyond all the ancillary shit that's out there, all the peripheral shit that you can see out the corner of your eye and you enjoy and you admire, if your alignment isn't beyond all that, you are destined for failure. And that's a fact. Money comes and goes. Looks come and go. Cars get old in 3-4 years. Condos just ain't the same size when you got 3 motherfucking crumb snatchers running around them when it used to be just you and your baby mom. All these things start, the money ain't the same when you start paying out your pocket for all this stuff. If you don't have a mindset and a mentality that this is what I want and we on the same page moving forward, not when we turn 40, but when we turn 70, you're destined for failure, my friend. You're destined for failure.
Nah, Rich, I don't think you could say it no better. I mean, it's something that I say all the time. It's insert man here. I think you just gave the perfect definition for what insert man here is or insert woman here means. You know, just because you in a place that you looking to take your life to the next level relationship wise, maybe because you're older, maybe because you're making a little bit of money, maybe because you done had a few bad relationships that didn't work, maybe because your clock, your biological clock is running and you looking like, damn, I only got 3 more good years while I can make it. You cannot insert man here. You cannot insert woman here and think that it's going to work long term. It don't work like that. You got to make sure you are aligned. And to be aligned, I'm a businessman. You're a businessman, right? I'm not going into no merger. I'm not going into no agreement or no partnership with nobody unless I know absolutely 100% sure that whatever it is we're trying to build, we're on the same page with that. Because now, once money is involved, I can't be losing my investment because after a while, I come to find out you don't work as hard as me, or you somebody who got a whole different vision, but you had enough capital to put up, on day one, but we really wasn't aligned. So you got to make sure you cannot go, ladies, gentlemen, a recipe for failure is because you're in a place in your life, wherever that may be, and you just, because somebody smiled at you, because somebody giving you the time of day, because somebody ready to lay down with you, they calling you off the hook. Oh, I'm in love. I'm an insert man here. Oh, hell no. It's only a matter of time before that goes south. But go ahead, that's just my thought on it.
That was the best analogy in the whole wide world. You couldn't have said it any better with the business as a business person, because I'm sure everybody on this live right now, all 235 people, pride themselves in being business people, making proper business decisions. And you broke that shit down perfectly. You cannot go into business with me if our fucking goals and our ambitions are not aligned. If I want this company long term and you want to sell this company after 2 years and a quick hit and a couple of bucks, we are not on the same page and we should not be doing business together. Just because I need a partner don't mean that that partner got to be you.
Talk that talk, Rich. That's real talk. That's the best you can say it. It's that just because I need a partner. I want a partner. I can't tell you how many women I have met who have justified getting pregnant by saying, I got my degree. I'm out here. I'm making money. I'm getting older. So I can't, like, how can I justify not keeping this kid? Or how can I justify not getting pregnant? If it happened, it just happened. You don't go, do you know how that man gonna be if you get pregnant? Is you and his parenting skills gonna align? Are you and his ideals on raising kids gonna be like then you find yourself in, 2-3 years later going for child support and family court talking about this nigga wasn't crap, dogging him up. Well, you could have figured that out before you gave yourself every reason on planet Earth that you should have the kid. I should just keep it. You should have, before you even got to that point with this dude, you should have been like, nah, you know what? Yes, I'm making money. I got my degree. There really ain't no reason for me not to have a kid, but it just won't be with this dude. But because he gave you the time of day, you justified it. And now you raising a kid with a nigga you can't stand. And this nigga can't stand you. And the kid is confused.
I'm reading the comments, and people are like, nah, just bag up. Nah, just do y'all are missing the point. The point is not whether you have unprotected sex, or the point is not whether the point is that before you even get to that point, to vet and understand where the person that you're dealing with is. It's not about the actual act of sex, or you should have done this, you should have done that. The act is aligning yourself with people who have the same values and the same mind process and thought process that you have in this moment before you even move on to that point. So now you're on the same page. It's like my man just said, what's the man? Quite 68. It's a bigger picture. It's a bigger picture than just today. Today is the most, that's the most minuscule shit of this whole situation is today. Because we're talking about everything moving forward. And that's tomorrow, in 18 years, in 36 years, and 72 years. So, Prez, we're on the same page with this.
Nah, and here, me and you, we talk, and this is really just the mind process of men. And we talk and we share our thoughts being men and how we view relationships and how we view women. But it really do go both ways, man. It really, really do. Because men, and I'm talking to y'all specifically, it ain't one of us out here that done knock something down that you don't even want to admit to yourself. You just got caught out there one day and you like, God, like word, like you see this person and for whatever reason, whether she look crazy, she act crazy, whatever it might be, everybody got somebody that they like, yo, I regret the day I ever did anything. I wish I would have never even talked to this person. Do you know how many dudes got baby mothers because they didn't sit and just like we telling women, go vet, take your time, don't dudes the same way. That's why so many dudes is accused of being deadbeat dad, and he ain't ish, and he ain't, because at the end of the day, you made a mistake. You know you made a mistake, and now your kid is the consequence of how you feel about your baby mother. Where if you would have just took 5 minutes and said, yo, it's a whole lot more fish in the sea. If this girl get pregnant, I can't see being her baby daddy. I just can't. So let me just go and throw my fishing rod out there and see who else. So it go both ways. And I can't tell you how many dudes I know personally who hate their baby mother, despise their baby mother. And in the process, the kids suffer.
That's a conversation. That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, that's a whole conversation for another day. But it this way. I bet you if you go back in time, I don't know what. I bet you if you could change one event in your life. I know you love your daughter, but I definitely think you would probably make a different decision.
With yes, Miracle no, Sam no, but yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So check it, kid. I wanted to get my yo Pete guns. You need to be in this conversation because where I'm about to go, I need you. Like I'm Uncle Sam right now. Peter Guns, I need you. He need to get in this conversation. Everybody who's in this live, all 200 plus people, tag Peter Guns and tell him to get in the conversation now. I don't want to hear he in the street. Like everybody, get on your IG, tag my man Peter Guns, and tell him Sean Prez, Richie Dollars need him in this part of the conversation. Rich, we gonna put that pressure on him. Real talk, he gonna be in here. He gonna be because he got 200 plus people right now about to tag him. So check it, Rich. You a man, I'm a man, and we gotta have an honest conversation. Is it possible, in your opinion, for niggas not to cheat? Is it possible? And ladies, listen up because this is going to be a good conversation. Is it possible for niggas not to lie? Like, I know a lot of good men, but when I talk to a lot of women, they all are like, well, where the good men at? And I'm like, yo, I know a bunch of them. And the first thing I hear, all these niggas be cheating, niggas be lying. So I'm asking you, number one, is it possible for a man not to cheat, be monogamous, go the long haul, not to be lying? And if he starts out that way, can a woman change him? Can she bring him around over time? Or is it going to be a Michael Blackson situation where eventually she going to have to meet him on his terms or she going to have to walk away?
Oh, man. Oh, man. This is a tough question.
Think about your answer too, because I know you got chicks like this, like they like, I need to know.
Can you get a faithful man? Absolutely. You can get a faithful man. I think that faithful men exist. I think that it goes back to part one and part two of this conversation. If you go into a relationship thinking that because your sex is amazing, or you're a lawyer, or you're a doctor, or you got some money, or you got your own hairline, or you got your own cosmetic line, or you sell flat tummy tea and you popping on the gram, that's going to make that man faithful to you, you're wrong. You're wrong. I think it goes back to what we said originally. It goes back to being able to find someone who's where you are. And a lot of that is being self-aware. See, people mistake knowing where you are for being self-aware. There's a difference. You can know where you are in your life, and you can act 100% different. Just because I'm 44, I may not want to acknowledge that I'm 44. I might want to hang around 22-year-olds. But the reaction I get from 22-year-olds is not going to be the reaction I get, which is going to take me out of my character. Now I got to do what I got to do to appease them. And that relationship will never work. Because I'm trying to go to some people. I'm dealing with a demographic that isn't the demographic that I'm in. So how are you going to find a faithful man? You're going to find a faithful man by finding men who are in the same demographic that you are in that place in their lives, that they want to be monogamous. They want relationships. They want to come home to one woman. They don't want to run the streets. They don't want to hit the clubs. They don't want to do this, that, with the others. They don't want to hang out with their boy. You got to find that dude. You can't make that dude. You can't make him that dude unless you're willing to just wait it out. And I don't know if that's good for mental health. You don't know when that day is gonna come. Nigga might be 75 and you still waiting for to slow down. And it's possible. And it's possible. You could be 75 years old and still waiting for old boy to slow down. You know why? Because he got a pocket full of money and people are attracted to that these days. So he's always gonna be able to put himself in the mix based on what he has. And those might be things that you require. So you actually are requiring the things that are making him who he is. And that's unfaithful to you because you are outside your demographic. You are outside your demographic. I don't know where that man is because, quite frankly, I don't know where that woman is. There used to be a time when people say, yo, go to church. Find you a girl in church. You find a girl in church in 2021, she's in church because she just robbed and drugged the nigga that she woke up with the night before. And now she in church repenting because she feel guilty because she just drugged and took this man's jewelry out of the hotel room, turned the shower water on, and dipped off and went to church. Find you a girl find you a girl in the Bible study. Find you a girl in the grocery store. What you think, booty? What you think? Don't eat. They shop. So I mean, I can only speak as a man. I don't know where that woman is anymore, Sean. 2021, I genuinely don't know where that woman is anymore. 45-year-old women want to be 25-year-old women. They breaking their neck to get the Dominican Republic and get that body done. They breaking their neck to go to the club because they just made a $5,000 investment in their ass and titties. And why would you make a $5,000 investment if you wasn't trying to run up and down the streets of Dykeman and show the world? You know what I'm saying? And somebody said they in Africa. Even when Eddie Murphy found this girl in Africa and brought her over here, she flipped the script on him too. So don't tell me they in Africa, because they ain't in Africa neither. In Africa, got buildings and booty models just like America do. I don't know. It's 2021. The dating pool is so fucking small. The good person dating pool is so small, man. The music contributes to it. The social media contributes to it. The wanting to keep up with the Joneses contributes to it. The access contributes to it. All the things are just changing in this world that we live in. I honestly don't know where a man or a woman is gonna find the right person anymore.
Damn.
And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, and you're more of an optimist than I am because I'm a pessimist. I want to hear your views because, quite frankly, I think society's fucked up, bro. I think society's fucked up. I think it's all messed up. Mental health, social issues. I guess people been touching their nieces and shit forever, but I ain't never met as many girls as in 2021 that somebody touched them. Shit is crazy. They damaged. They grew up in a fucked up environment. Like, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy, and that's not everybody. But it used to not be the majority. You understand what I'm saying? So for y'all to sit here and be like, oh, it ain't everybody. Of course it's not everybody. But there was a time when it wasn't the majority, which means that good people are becoming extinct. Can you find the bald eagle in this in the world? You can find the bald eagle. You can find the bald eagle. There's some out there. But is it difficult to find the bald eagle? A lot more difficult than it was when dinosaurs and shit was around. Because they're fucking extinct now.
All right, Rich. Again, I'm definitely the optimist. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to answer my own question. I'm going to start there. But you got me dying. Do I think that all men cheat? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, I think it's a lot of good men out here, just like I think it's a lot of good women out here. It's a conversation for another day. Where do you find them? But I believe that they're out there. Real talk. I think the problem is what you just said. A lot of people are dating outside of their demographic. You know, I'm older than you, but I'm still a man. And I would tell any woman the first thing you look for in a man is maturity. That doesn't have nothing to do with age. Age and maturity is not mutually exclusive to one another. It's not. Because there's a lot of young cats out here. My niece got a fiance that is mature as hell. Good dude. And then I know dudes older than me who living in yesteryear and they still ain't grew up. So you gotta really, before you move further with somebody, where's their maturity level at? Because if that person is still thinking like they 19, 20, 21, if things that matter to a 19, 20, 21 year, and here's how you can catch them. Look at what mattered to them outside of you, outside of cheating, this, that. If what mattered to them is how they look on their social feed, they properly crafting social media. If that mattered to your man, I gotta post because I'm worried about my followers, this, that, and the third. You probably got a problem on your hand. If what matters to your man is Gucci shoes, Gucci slippers, is name brand this, name brand that, if he hasn't matured enough that he could walk around with something from Kmart, but got 6 and 7 figures in the bank and don't care if nobody don't respect him, nobody don't know him, maybe he's not that dude that's going to be faithful to you because his value system is way off. If this is a dude who live in the mirror more than you, if he's a dude who you can't get in that bathroom, he's the one out there buying hair products. Real talk. If this nigga know more about hair products than you probably like he ain't matured enough. He ain't arrived yet. So that's like number one, right? Like really think about it. All men are into cars. I'm into cars. This, that, and the third. So maybe cars ain't it. But if a dude is more focused on what people see him wearing, what they see him driving, his jewelry, this, that, and the third, but the nigga live in a 1-bedroom in the projects, his value system is so far off. You probably don't want to mess with this dude because from a strictly mature level, he's not there yet. I know, I can't tell you how many dudes, Rich, we come from this, you worked for me for years at Bad Boy. I can't tell you how many dudes we saw smell good, look good, jewelry, driving drop tops. And everything they owned was on their body, it was on their person. They was more worried about getting in the clubs, having people say their name instead of making money. And if that's what their mentality is, there's a very good chance that that dude also feeds his ego by getting a bunch of different chicks. And I'm only saying that because it's you mentioned things basically saying date within your demographic, and you being a 44-year-old and you got a bunch of 22-year-olds coming at you, this is the world that you live in. I got to throw another question out there. Is a man really only as faithful as his options? And, can a dude like Richie Dollars Be faithful because you got a lot of options. Meanwhile, a dude who nobody knows, broke as hell, is he the dude that girls should go after because he really ain't got that many options, no how. So I might as well get him because he gonna come home to me.
Okay, now with that said, the latter part of that is that never works either. You settling for someone who is you settling for something that really ain't your cup of tea, because that's the other half of the whole value system. Just because we think alike doesn't mean that the other part doesn't have to be existent. There's two parts of that. There's the attraction, there's the I want to be with this person, and then there's the value system that goes along with it. So just because you met somebody in the grocery store, you met somebody, or you work with somebody, their cubicle's next to yours, and you share values, but you don't really want to be with him, that contributes to cheating as well, because you're not satisfied. You're doing it for the other reason. It's just not the narcissistic, shallow reason. It might be a substance-oriented reason, but there needs to be some shallow narcissism in a relationship too. Like, you have to feel like y'all are Bonnie and Clyde and y'all look good together and you want to be here. That's important as well. Now, the second part of that question is, are you only as faithful as your options? In 2021, I'd have to say yes.
Really?
I'm going to tell you why.
Good.
It takes, now, let me take that back. Because you don't cheat. So I can't say that, because you don't cheat and you do have options. And I know you have options. I've known you for 20 years. We have options. But what I will say is this. I'll use you as the example. You take yourself out of harm's way. You limit your options because you know that options can be detrimental to what you want to build long term. You with your girl, you want to have your relationship. You got little man. Well, he ain't little no more, but you know what I'm saying? So you have your priorities and your shit is where you want it to be. So with that being said, you limit to where the things you do. Yo, Prez, let's go out tonight, man. I ain't with that tonight. I'm good. We can go to a lounge. Like, that's the Sean Prez thing. We can go to I ain't with that club no more, Richie. We went to too many clubs in our career. I'm with the lounge. We can go you can have a drink. I don't drink. You can have a drink. Whatever. We can eat, whatever. I'd rather do that than go out. You limit. You take yourself out of those kind of positions where people will be like, oh, shit, Sean Prez. Oh, shit, Sean Prez. You've outgrown that. So that's not important to you anymore. So if you can find the man that has outgrown those things and is willing to limit those things and is not willing to go looking at checking on his DMs and meeting shorty at the hookah bar if you can meet the dude who's beyond that, then you can find bliss. But I said it before and I'll say it again. It's so fucking hard. So hard. We're both car guys. You drive down the street in your car attracts women. You go in the grocery store, you put out a credit card, and they notice the color of your credit card. You don't even These are things that in 2021 society is so on point with this kind of substance, like this type of like insanity, that you pull out a card and the girl will notice the card you pulled out before you even acknowledge that it's just a card you used. And then you go get in your car and you drive away and it's a car. And it's the chain that you got around your neck. And it's the watch that you got on your wrist. Those are all things that's not even my fault that I enjoy beautiful things and nice things. But if they're attracting, it makes it so difficult because now you got people that are looking for the wrong reasons. I guess what I'm saying in a circular way is that you got to find somebody who's beyond all that stuff. If, in fact, they're ready to be beyond that stuff. Because that's the only way you're going to find happiness. I mean, the way the world works today is so much temptation There's so many people that want to stay in the dating pool. There's so many options. Like, it's just so fucking hard, man. Like, I honestly, if I didn't know a few people who I knew didn't cheat, if I didn't know a couple of guys, if I didn't know Sean Prez or my stepdad, Andy, that nigga don't cheat. He never cheated. That ain't because that's not who he is. And I don't have to go around the streets with him to know that that's not who he is. I know because I can see when he's with me, he's uncomfortable. So I know that's not the way he lives. But like I said, those people Sean Prez's of the world are extinct. And maybe it's the 25 years in the music industry and running around on the road with all these rappers and stuff that we've been doing for all our careers, that now it's like, yo, I'm out of this shit. I'm an entrepreneur. I got money in the bank. I got to protect my investments and my mental health too. So you take yourself out of that. But me, I'm still in a rat race. I'm still in a rat race.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, Rich, like I truly believe it's a lot of good dudes out here. I really, really do. We coming up on an hour, so I don't like to keep it but so long. And what we didn't answer is where you go to find these dudes. But one thing I have to say is you gotta find somebody who's mature, man. Because the maturity, that's the seed. Because that's what will make you forget relationships. When the rent is due, you're not going and gambling on the fight that weekend. You know, when my kids need new shoes, the school paid for, I'm not hanging out with my boys popping bottles in the club. But all of that comes with a mature mindset. So a lot of things can be averted from the go if you took time and you properly vetted your man. And it ain't no one size fit all with these dudes. Because I know a lot of good dudes out here, and I know a lot of dudes who can't get cheating out of their system.
That's real.
But going back to what you say, you kind of go the way you come. You kind of know what it is from the gate. You know what kind of man, you know the circumstances you met him under. You know where his value system lie. If a nigga 45 years old, 50 years old, and the only thing that he talked to is 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, there's a good chance that nigga ain't grown up yet. He ain't mature yet. I know it's dudes out here on the internet telling y'all that you know, a certain dude who got a certain net worth, that's what he's looking for. I don't believe that. I believe a dude who got a certain net worth, he's looking for somebody. If she don't have a certain net worth in terms of a dollar figure, she got a certain net worth in terms of what she brings to the table. And I don't care if she 35, 45, 55 years old. Her net worth is high. She's a high value woman, and she might not have 10 cents in the bank. But that's what he's looking for, because I need somebody who can match me in terms of my maturity and what I'm trying to do with my life. I can't rock with dudes who, or women, I'm not going to say dudes, women who you know your man won't date nobody who's outside of their 20s. You know your man before he really got to know your name, where you from, where you live, he asked you your dress size. He asked you how tall are you. He asked you things that make absolutely no sense in the bigger scheme of us building a life together. But you still went for him anyway. If you go for the G, you go the way you come. You know entering the door what it was gonna be. But if the nigga is asking you real questions and where your value system lie, you might be lucky. Maybe he's mature enough And I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong, it probably is some 20-something-year-old girls out there who's very mature for their age. And he just happened to bump into him. But I would end with this. And the music I like, it's hard for me to be on the same page with somebody in their 20s who know every lyric to Lil Baby's newest joint, right? Like she know what the baby talking about. That just like I don't know what what do we have in common besides to me you look good and I'm just trying to smash. So maybe it is some chicks out there who's younger and they mature, great. But I would go to your first point, Rich, real talk, where you was like, yo, Sean, you know, you got to date within your demographic. And I think to be very, very specific, you got to micromanage and date within your demographic down to your value system, but start with maturity. What is important to this dude? You ain't even got to ask him. Just watch him. Just watch him. He'll tell you without ever saying a word. And if it don't match up with what's important to you, get out of there, because 9 out of 10, if it's all superficial, that superficial don't just stop with what's on his feet, what's on his chest, what he wearing. That superficial is, when I leave the house, I need this one, that one, and that one to fill my ego. So I'm going to keep on dating and sneaking behind homegirls back because I got that superficial way of thinking and they feed my ego. Yo, Rich, we just came up on an hour. I really wanted to get a caller in. It's your call. If not, we dead it right here.
My phone just hit 10%.
Your phone just hit 10%, so you want to dead it?
You want to take one? We could take one. We could take
one. I would love to take. I would love to take one. I would love to take a woman before we get out of here. We got 10. It's right now. We've been doing this for an hour and 8 minutes, an hour and 7 minutes. We do 10 more minutes.
All right, we'll take one. Let's do.
And we taking one shot at this, one crack at this. If somebody come in here and they, you know, immature, they don't know what they want to talk about, we end it. That's just a sign from God. We come and we see y'all next week.
Somebody send me a request. Somebody send me a request.
Yeah, if y'all trying to get in the conversation, if you got anything, if y'all got anything that you want to bring to the table, this is last chance. If not, we end the conversation.
All right, I'm getting requests. I just sent it out. I just sent out a request to, I don't know where she at.
And next week, Rich, I think we're going to do something a little different. We're going to get a couple of dudes. Usually I don't want no dudes in the conversation, but next week we're going to go back to this cheating thing. And we're going to get Peter Guns in here, and we're going to get a couple of dudes in here and really see if we can crack the code on can a man stop lying?
Peter
is an unfaithful man. Yeah, he should have. This is his conversation. Who we got?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Well, I'm just actually getting over my illness, so I'm looking crazy, but I was able to catch what you guys were talking about. I have sickle cell, by the way, so I'm just now recovering. The Most High is awesome.
Yes, he is.
God is good.
So I'm looking kind of crazy, but it's okay.
You look fine, baby.
I've actually been with my husband for 13 years. We've been together for 13 years, but we only been married for a year. And I think what makes it work between a man and a woman is communication, not trying to change that person. You have to, like he said, you have to go in full throttle at the beginning and let that person know what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like, you know, and be you. Don't try to hide you. Don't try to put on a persona, you know, be you. And that way you will know if that person is really for you as you start to communicate with this person, because it doesn't take long. I'm 41 years old. It doesn't take long for you to be like, okay, yeah, this ain't it, you know, and you don't have time to waste. I think it's where you put yourself, who you put yourself around. Like this guy right here, this is a great guy. And I listen to him because of the energy that he brings. It's just so positive, so warming. Like, I love the Black man, like for real. And
thank you.
A lot of times we get discouraged because you have social media, because you have these people making money. You got people, half of these people don't even, half of them they don't even own, you know. So you have people that's trying to be people that really don't know that these people don't even know who they are, you know. And once you begin to know who you are as a Black man, then you start to see things differently. Like, I had to start seeing things differently. Let that man be the man, but don't allow yourself to allow people to change you into someone else. So you go full throttle in the beginning.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How old is your man? If you don't want to say his age, you could just say, is he older than you or the same age or younger?
He's older than me. He's 7 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
we're very compatible. It took time. Oh my God. It took time. Rich, you're not going to like when I say this, but he's light-skinned, you know, so he looks good, you know, so he's a magnet when it comes to women. And Rich, you are, you know, you don't know me, I don't know you, you know, but I watch you all the time, you know, and it's like a magnet, you know, but sometimes that magnet is not good, because then that magnet, you getting that energy that you really don't need.
You know something? What's your name? We didn't ask you your name.
My name is Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. First off, very, very nice to meet you, and thanks for jumping in the conversation and giving hope and validating that there are good men out there, because I truly believe that they are. But you said something that I'm a firm believer in, and I said it earlier on this call, and one day we're gonna have a deeper conversation with this, Richie. You know, you gotta find as a man, you gotta find that woman that's damn near your mirror. Like you look like she is you. I'm just a firm believer. Opposites might attract, but they don't need to be together. And I am unapologetic. If I can help somebody out there, I'm unapologetic. Like I know what I want in a woman. I'm crystal clear. Mm-hmm. And even if it's things that to the outside world, y'all might be like, yo, you know what? Sean, that's ridiculous. That's small. Like I'm a night owl. I like to be up at night. I can't be with a girl who go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. That don't work for Sean. And I'm not apologizing for that. Like, real talk. I'm not, I need somebody who's like Prez. She's like me. And I love what you were saying, Melissa, because number one, and that's why I asked you how old was your man, because to me, maturity has nothing to do with age. But I gotta believe your man is a mature man, and he's your equal. You looking, you dating you. It's just he stand when he pee, and you sit down when you pee. Y'all, but other than that, y'all the same.
That's what makes it work. We're out here. We're out here. I promise you. We're here. You just in the wrong places. In the wrong places.
You know what? We gonna bring you back on. We gonna bring you back on because Rich, next week we gonna have a deeper conversation. Where do you find a good man and where do you find a good woman? You touched on that earlier, Rich, but that's something we could spend a whole hour on, because Melissa, we need to bring you back next week or something, because we need to figure out where you find your man at. And to be told, there's a lot of dudes out there like, yo, where do I find me a Melissa? Because I can't find them.
Well, I'm
Facts.
from New York, and he's from Atlanta, so it kind of worked, you know. It worked.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, shit.
Rich, you close this out, Rich. We on that 10-minute mark. I don't want to go too much longer. So you have the last word in this.
Like, once again, guys, we thank y'all for coming out, man. We just having a good time. We talking. You know what I'm saying? Melissa, thank you for jumping in with us. We value the opinions. We value everybody that comes on the lives. We do it again next week, man. We do it again next week.
Next Wednesday, 7:30, y'all. Like I was traveling, my flight got jammed up, so it's my fault that we came on a little later. I own it. But you know, Melissa, thank you so much for jumping in this live. It looked like you having problems with your signal right now. But to everybody else who stood with us, we still doing 200 people plus, and we've been on this joint for over an hour. If there's anything, any questions or any topics y'all wanted to tackle, please DM myself or DM Rich. And we'll definitely get to it in our upcoming conversations. I love y'all, and don't give up on each other, y'all. I think it's a lot of good ones out here, and that's what we here talking about.
Facts. Shout out my little cousin Chanel. She in the building again, yo. She's in here. I see you, Chanel. I see you talking that shit, Chanel.